Alright everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another Marvel Cosmic Invasion video. Today I am super duper overexcited because I've actually played some Marvel Cosmic Invasion with the new demo that they've released. Unfortunately, they've only released it for Steam, which I don't have a very great PC, so actually it was not running the best, but I still could play pretty good. I had to minimize my window and put the resolution on very low. So in terms of looks, I can't really say anything because the game looked really blurry for me, but that's because I had low resolution. But today I'm going to give you guys all my thoughts about the demo, kind of all my thoughts, what I think about the game. Did my expectation go up? Was I disappointed? So all that we're going to see. Now before we start, I want to say that I did actually play around 2 hours of the game. So something like that, maybe a little more. So yeah, first of all, you guys know if you watch my channel that I went in with a lot of hype, okay? But I did have some concern. I did make a video where I talked about some of the things I fear about the game. So now we're gonna see how everything kind of stacks up. Certain things maybe I feel like should be fixed before the game comes out. Certain things that I like how it is. So first of all, the game felt incredibly good, okay? The controls felt much better than I expected. Super smooth, very responsive, just fun in general. Just the characters always just feel super fun. Now, every character, the characters are a big standout. Every single one of them feels unique. It has its own style, you know, it has different abilities, so it's crazy. Now let's actually go into the characters, kind of talk a bit about specific characters. So Spider-Man, for example, feels exactly how you would hope he feels. He's super fast, he's agile, he's kind of like jumping around everywhere. He has an ability to dodge instead of a block, which makes sense. You know, he's kind of moving around. Wolverine is the super perfect hack and slash game. He's the most slashy character in the game, or in this genre in general. It almost feels like I'm playing a different game with Wolverine. He's so crazy with his moves. I love his ability to charge up on the enemy and start stabbing them. That's one of the most fun things I've had in recent beat 'em ups. She-Hulk, a character I really wanted to see, and she's perfect. She's very slow but powerful, you know. She does the wrestler grappler type really well. Her grabs feels incredibly powerful and strong. So yeah, now Captain America was one of the characters I really wanted to play in my most wanted to play characters when I made that video, and he's my favorite. Currently, Captain America could genuinely be my main because he was so balanced and reliable in his moves. I loved the way I could just throw my shield, you know, if I wanted to reach enemies from farther away, or if I wanted to stay in close range and jump up characters. It was so good. I love his ability to block, and we'll get to that when we get to the idea of the parries, but that's crazy. Storm was my biggest surprise. I did not think I'm gonna like Storm as much, but she has an ability to charge a regular move, and she throws out a tornado, and using that with her special ability, which she kind of throws a tornado forward, and one we can plan it and kind of do this setups. It's incredible. She was probably the second most fun I had with the actual demo. Phyla-Vell, I didn't know much about her, but her abilities felt genuinely amazing. Now, she really made me want a sword type character in the game, because she has kind of the sword that she has, and fighting with a sword just felt really good because you have that range. That felt really good. Also, she has this ability to teleport, which throws one of her special abilities, and she can teleport that enemy that she threw at. It's so crazy. I was so surprised. Venom, I think did a really good job with Venom. Basically make him feel a lot of similar things to Spider-Man, but at the same time, because he has a block and he has a grab option, that feels different from, you know, Spider-Man. Feels kind of true to what he is. Rocket, I thought, was the most run and gun character. I love the fact that he has unique abilities that are randomized. His special button, you can throw this grenade and it's random every time, so you have to kind of guess what you're gonna get. I thought it was really cool. He's also he genuinely feels the most different from all the other melee characters. You can actually shoot from range attack. I thought it was great. In general, if we talk about the characters, like I was just saying, they're amazing. They're the best thing about this game, and I think that's what it's supposed to be. That's the best thing they could have done. I would even say when you swap characters, which I will get to the idea of it in the gameplay, when you swap characters, actually sometimes I would say it's a bit jarring, because every character feels so different that sometimes when I swapped character, I genuinely felt wait, that the gameplay is so different, that I felt it was a bit weird for me. just to show you how different they are, you know. When you play a different character, you actually feel like it's a different playstyle. So someone is very slow, or someone is very fast, someone like has this ability to only range, somebody has a block, somebody has like a dodge. So it really felt in a way weird to swap, but I think just makes, that's a strength for the game, right? It just makes it feel like the characters are different, but I think that's great, you know. Next up is the music. The music freaking blew me away. I love the way the music manages to like mix a classic beat 'em up type of energy with a Marvel vibe. Like, I love the Helicarrier theme, had this like unique theme where it wasn't just the same like 4 beats every time. It had like actual ups and downs in it, but I like that. Also, like the boss music actually changes, so when you fight a boss, the music kind of changes. I think that's pretty cool. Next up, we're going to the actual depth and the difficulty of the game. So one of the things that I said in my last video where I talked about the difficulty, I was worried about the game being too easy. I gotta say that the game is not easy. I actually found myself dying a couple of times, especially in that second level section with the elevator. There I kind of almost died with one character. I still had another character to play with, but it generally felt like I had to like use my abilities in a smart way. So if you don't do that, if there are times where you like, you know, when you're playing you're not fully focused, you will get punished. I like that. The cosmic swap mechanic is actually, I think, is way deeper than I thought. So you can actually use it for a lot of setups and a lot of assists. You can actually use like a different button for each assist, and that will do something different. So you can use like your special ability for the other character, even if you don't switch to him. You can also use your special move, you know, your super ultimate kind of move, even if you don't want to swap to the other character. I think that's great. Obviously, you can use that to swap characters. So, you know, combining it with like a slow character like She-Hulk, and then like have like Nova, which is like, he's flying and he has range lasers, so you can kind of like do that great synergy between the characters. That's great. Now I will say that when I started playing the game, especially in the beginning, I didn't really use the swap and the assist, but you have to like get into it and kind of understand how it works. But when you do, it's great. Another thing, and this is what I talked about when I talked to Captain America, the game has a parry system, what I did not know. I don't think they ever mention it, but basically if you block right at the perfect time against an attack or like a projectile, you can actually parry it, and this gives like a full-on opening. And I found myself like actually parrying against Taskmaster, and that felt great. That actually, like, I could actually do a lot of attack streams, so that's a cool thing, you know, rewarding, you know, a good timing and making defense, you know, important in these games, because mostly defense are not very like focused on. So I thought it was great to have like a parry system. It's only for the blocking characters. From what I can tell, I didn't see any way to parry with the other characters. So yeah, if I sum up all my positives, the characters, like I said, are the best thing. They feel incredibly unique and great, and the assist, the swap system, you know, the parries really make for great depth, which I'm so happy for. The demo itself, I actually feel really polished. Like, I genuinely think this is like almost a full game level of polish. There are some things that I think should be improved, which I will talk about just after that. Yeah, there's gonna be more characters, so it's just gonna be more variety, more games. I really am excited. Now, okay, let's go into the negatives. I have a couple of negatives that I feel like could improve, because this is still, you know, a demo, so they could genuinely improve upon them. So the first thing is there are no victory poses at the end of levels. So when you just finish the level, the character just stands how it was, and there is no victory pose, which sucks, because it just adds a depth and coolness to the character, which in TMNT Shredder's Revenge they had that, so it's weird to see that it's not here. You actually have like victory pose, or like a pose in general, in the beginning of the game when you select the character, so I don't know why you don't have that. Even the same pose, I wouldn't mind. Just have like a unique pose at the end of the levels. They could do that. Like I said, it's only a demo, but I hope they put that in. Other things, I found a little small glitches in certain areas, like in the fall areas, in the holes that you have in the game, in the helicarrier level. You have this like weird block, the walls that block you, or like visual weird like breaking things. I don't know how to explain that, but just little things. Again, they're not like game breaking, just in that specific area. And another thing is I feel like the boss introduction, when you actually confront the boss, it just feels kind of lax, you know, it feels like it lacks. You have just the name of the boss and that's it. You know, it would be cool to have something like a TMNT Shredder's Revenge, where the whole, you know, you have like a full-on portrait of the boss, or like an animation. That would be really cool. So I think just having a more cool introduction to the boss would be nice. And the last thing that I feel like this game lacks as of right now, but I feel like definitely would be in the main game, is the fact there are no cutscenes between levels. Now obviously this is the arcade mode that we're playing, You know, maybe in the full story mode they're gonna have that, but I think that in TMNT Shorts event they had cutscenes even in the arcade mode. It just feels weird just playing the level and just right into the second level without any like cutscenes or something to tell you. But again, this is very much something of the demo could be, so that's fine. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. That was all my thoughts about the demo. I really enjoyed it. Marvel Cosmic Invasion genuinely seems like one of the best beat 'em ups. Like we said, I think this has potential to be one of the greatest, especially with the characters and with the system they've put on us. You know, there's certain things I feel like you could polish just to make it perfect, but these are not anything big. So yeah, tell me guys if you guys have played the demo. Tell me what are your favorite characters, you know, what are your thoughts about it, what do you think about the character swap, what do you think about all of the abilities, all that stuff. So without further ado, we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye bye.